Hello.
Hey, welcome to Rise and Shine. And Fern. So this is what, episode 6 now?
Yes.
Yeah, wow, 6 weeks, man. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, month and a half.
Yeah. Wow.
Doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it. That's cool. Huh. Anyway, so we've got some news articles for you today. And I think, well, did you want to pray and then we can jump in?
Thank you, Lord, for this day, God. We hope everything we say is informative for people and they look into it further if they want to know more on it, and just have it let people receive it in a good manner. In your name, Jesus, amen.
Amen. Or were you wanting to start this week?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mine, it's a...
No? Oh, are your articles not really good?
They're good. Some of my articles have been like, well, one of them at least has been like so out there, so it might not be
Out there? That's an interesting way to...
like, pardon me, out there isn't like across all platforms.
Oh, okay.
Like I've seen it on the TikTok and
The TikTok.
the TikTok.
Speaking of the TikTok, what do you think about the whole thing with in the States and in Canada too? They're
Trying to ban it.
trying to ban, yeah.
Kind of mixed, because again, how in Canada we're restricted on what we can see or share or whatever with all that malarkey, where TikTok is kind of out of their reach.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's good there, but it's a TikTok's owned by the CCP, so that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Because like, what kind of thing are they? The algorithm. What are they allowing the algorithms to show us?
Yeah.
Because algorithms in China, they show educational content, where in North America you could, find videos of people laughing at dog farts.
Yeah. Well, that's
Chelsea.
what they want. Yeah. Chelsea. Well, that's what they want, and they want to make us look stupid, and we're falling right into their trap. So
And how
cool.
like, do they have access to your camera or what's on your phone or your location, your microphone? So I think that's one of their problems they're addressing. But then you have people in Canada that are just like, oh yeah, China, you could do this and this and that. That's no problem. It's like,
Yeah.
But when was it? 2 years ago, they did Chinese military did winter training in Canada. It's like,
Yeah.
no. You get snow in China. Train there.
Yeah.
So that's like, what's up? It's like, how many people decided to stay?
I didn't think about that.
Oh, I did. It's like, so where are these guys hanging out? Like, foreign soldiers. It's like, no, you're not allowed on their soil. Like, take off. But I think I'm kind of in between. It's like, I understand the actual concern, but it's like, then I understand it's like, it's harder for, the US government and the Canadian government to actually control content and what people see. Mm-hmm. Like on Facebook, you would rarely see about, in Europe, how the farmers are protesting.
Yeah.
And it's been... I saw most of this stuff on the TikTok than any other platform.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of times, anymore, I feel like when TikTok first started, it was, everyone's doing this new dance craze or whatever. And now, or some dumb video or whatever. And now, there's a lot of content on news related things and even prophecy related things and things like that.
And you're seeing it. People do it all across the board. If they're leaning to the left or the right, you're seeing people posting on both, say, Israel and Palestine and Russia and Ukraine, like both sides. It's like, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening there. You're seeing, again, with farmers all throughout Europe, and it's like, what they're doing to government buildings is kind of funny.
Yeah.
They're like spraying liquid fertilizer, so basically like liquid poo all over them, and like dumping dirt and hay, and just like, what are you gonna do?
I find that kind of funny.
That's phenomenal.
I mean,
It's like when they're taxing them, like up the wazoo for like fuel, and it's like they're not giving them a decent price for food. It's like, well, if you don't do this, you're gonna get this much for your product, and it's like, we just want to make a living.
Yeah.
It's like, farmers are backbones of society. It's like, you don't eat, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was just curious what your thoughts were on that. That wasn't really one of my topics, but
okay.
But since you brought it up, you mentioned TikTok, and I was like, oh, what about that?
The TikTok.
The TikTok. Okay, so apparently, Canadians are sick of Trudeau's carbon tax.
Huh. I've never thought that.
I know. And there's a carbon tax revolt that's starting.
Wow.
I know. And apparently 7 out of the 10 provinces have communicated, written to Trudeau or whatever, about, not paying more than what they already are being, forced to pay and whatnot. And, I kind of feel like it's gonna end up being kind of sort of similar to like the protest last year, or 22.
Trucker convoy.
Yeah, I feel like, or something that's happening in Europe where they're, spraying fertilizer, the farmers and whatnot. Like, I feel like maybe not exactly the same thing, but I feel like it's gonna end up being like, because so people are sick of it, but they can't afford to live, like, period. And
It puts everything up.
And then it puts everything up, exactly.
Food's going up.
Yeah.
For protesters, farmers in Quebec are starting to protest.
I saw that, yeah.
And I just imagine if Alberta gets behind that, or Saskatchewan. Like,
they're going to. And I can't believe it's you don't see that kind of thing typically from Quebec. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of them.
Yeah.
Especially them being the first. You would think it would be Alberta.
Yeah.
But yeah, and even Premier King was one of the ones from PEI that he contacted Trudeau, and I don't know what the result is with that. I would love to know. But yeah.
PEI anyways. A lot of people rely on oil for heating.
Yeah.
They're like a heat pump. Well, bad weather, no electricity, no heat pump, no heat. And if you go same with people in the territories.
Yeah.
Most of it's propane.
Yeah.
For heating. Or a lot of it.
That's expensive.
Yeah, but it's like, power goes out, what do you do there?
Yeah.
When it's -60.
Yeah. You have people freezing to death.
Well, then it would be fine. They have their,
they would just keep warm with all their Eskimo kisses.
But the suits they make out of the caribou, they're really warm. Or the sealskin gloves.
Oh, I'll have to take your word for it. I wouldn't know.
When they make it, the fur's not on the outside. It's on the inside. So it's like...
And they flip
the skin and they flip it.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, it keeps you toasty warm. I could have bought one, a custom-made suit.
When you were up in Nunavut? Yeah.
But it would have been, what was she going to charge me, like $900?
Whew.
Yeah. It would have been worth it. I would have, I would have never been cold, but it would be, down here, it would be way too warm.
Yeah. It would be just hanging in the closet.
It'd be hanging in the closet.
Yeah. Oh. That would have been cool, though.
Unless we got some kind of snowmageddon that it was like negative 50 out and or lower, I'll be like, oh, I'm fine.
That's true. I'd be the one freezing. And you'd be like, I'm toasty warm.
Kind of getting hot in here.
Starting to sweat over here. Like, I'm like, anyway, so Danielle Smith told Trudeau that that he should scrap the carbon tax, like kind of altogether or whatever, or the carbon tax hike. But he should scrap it altogether if you ask me.
Yeah.
And probably if you ask most Canadians. I mean,
they need to scrap it.
Yeah. Well, it was fine before. Like, it was fine before.
They want money. It's a money grab.
Yeah.
Or are they gonna like make a tax? Oh, for solar eclipses or lunar eclipse, we need a tax on that.
Yeah. But anyway, she told him that if he did scrap it, it would actually be a political win for them, for the Liberals, because, you know, in a time when they actually like severely need it because Poilievre is like kicking butt. But apparently they don't care and just kind of dismissed it. And
but they think they're going to win.
I don't know, hopefully they don't. If they do, though, you can tell for darn sure that it's been rigged.
Oh, yeah.
And also on that, the feds still owe small businesses $2.5 billion in unpaid carbon tax rebates. And now they're saying that where it was like they were supposed to get like a 9% rebate, and they owed $2.5 billion. Now they have cut it down to from 9% to 5%. So now where they haven't gotten their rebate to begin with,
it's cut.
Now it's going to be cut for this year. And yeah, like meanwhile the carbon tax keeps increasing, you know, but we're cutting your rebate down. And they haven't even gotten their first rebate yet.
I think it was just like, oh, get you this, to try to make them happy, like a little carrot.
Yeah,
dangling
exactly.
The carrot.
Yeah, and this is for small and middle-sized businesses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they would have gotten a one-time, like each business would have gotten a one-time payment of $2,367.
Oh, okay.
At that $2.5 billion.
All right, wow.
Oh, it just says the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses is demanding that the Liberals distribute the funds owed equally to all small and medium-sized enterprises immediately, as it has already done so with the consumer rebates. So
I don't see that going anywhere.
But yeah, I don't either, and that's really sad because these businesses, like, they're small businesses, and they can't. You know, they depend on all the money that they can get from, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, especially if they're forking out so much, you know, to put towards this stupid carbon thing.
Well, everything goes up, and it ultimately gets passed down to consumer.
Yeah.
And so you go to a restaurant and the food's higher because the cost of the food is higher. So instead of them lose it, it's like they're not going to lose money. I mean, if you want to call it a restaurant, a place like McDonald's could easily take that hit. And the profits would still be high. A small restaurant can't.
Yeah, that's true. But there's a lot of, especially like in a place like PEI, right? Like, there's a lot of small businesses, and that's the way they like it. Like, that's the province is small. Yeah, exactly. They don't want big businesses, big box stores.
Yeah, because there's 150,000 people in this province, roughly. Maybe it went up.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked in a few years,
yeah,
so I'm not sure.
It could be higher, but it's about that. I wouldn't say any more than 170, but that's like a city over a whole province.
Yeah,
But yeah, these businesses do need help. And what was silly when everything shut down, a small business couldn't open, but Walmart could.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there was some inside trading there. Because it's like, I'll invest in Walmart because I know their stock's going to jump up after we shut all these businesses down. You probably heard this. So, you've heard all the stuff with Boeing?
No, I don't know anything about this.
So,
I don't think, anyway.
there was a whistleblower that he unalived himself. Because he was reporting on the 747, is it 37 or 47? All these problems with it. There was problems with their oxygen mask coming down. So like 25% of them weren't working at all. So if they got deployed, you could be like, aha, and no oxygen. And at those high altitudes, if there's whatever thing wrong, it's like you'll run that air really fast and you...
Yeah, the whole plane will die, like everybody.
But well, it would only be about 25% of the people on board would die.
Oh, because they didn't have enough?
No, they didn't work at all.
Oh.
So some of them were, and then they were skipping out on proper procedure to make sure things were working on the planes. And this guy was an inspector, and he didn't sign anything off because he's like, this isn't safe.
Yeah, good.
And he kept on bringing it up to people at higher levels, and they just dismissed them and said, no, it's fine. There was a guy walking around, asked 15 different people who were working on the planes, would you fly on one of these? They're like, no. 10 out of 15.
Wow.
And they're saying that people were just not caring, not doing. Some of them weren't even properly trained. Usually high on whatever. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of drugs, cocaine and marijuana, painkillers.
Like the pilots?
No, not the pilots, the people putting the plane together.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it's like, yeah, that's not safe.
No.
At one point, flying was it's a 737, not 47. But it used to be the safest way to fly or travel.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it seemed like it. It's like, yeah, if it crashes, it's a pretty bad crash.
If it crashes.
But crashes are few and far between. Now the planes are just falling apart in midair.
Yeah.
There was
Good times.
one recently, a guy died on board because a piece of the engine, when it blew up, opened the window, and due to the lack of air and suddenly drop in cabin pressure, he suffered too many injuries and he died from that. It's like,
That's sad.
yeah, but it's like, no, you need higher standards, and then the government keeps on bailing these companies out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you would not allow your pilot to fly the plane under any kind of influence of anything,
Yeah.
why on earth would you allow the people building and maintaining said plane
Yeah.
to be under any kind of influence of anything, drugs, alcohol, whatever?
I don't know, but you got companies like that get bailed out. If it's a small company, they go under. The government doesn't go, I'll bail you out. They're like, you should have ran your business better. So these big companies, there should be no bailouts for them. At all. They should just go under. Yeah, dude, thousands of people are going to be able to work. but there's going to be another plane manufacturer that they'll go to. There might not be jobs for everybody, but it's like if people knew, big businesses knew they could fail, they would do a better job.
Yeah.
They would make a better product.
Yeah.
It's silly, and then you have problems like this because they don't care. Oh, we took, a few $1 billion in lost revenue, the government will get us. There's a handout for them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what they do, they'll come out ahead.
It's almost like, I don't want to target anybody, but it's almost kind of like how some people have the mindset of welfare.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter. The government's just gonna give me my money. It doesn't matter what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of that when you said that.
But yeah, well, the man's 32 years working for the company. So it's like he wasn't just some rookie, he knew what he was talking about. And yeah, they decided, and that's like a gunshot wound to the head. When he was found in his hotel room when he was giving interviews. It's like, they're not bothered hiding what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, that it's not even, yes, in this case, yes, but it's not even, it's just everything anymore. Like, the world is so blatantly evil.
Yeah.
And nothing is being hidden anymore. It's just out in the open. And the thing is that a lot of people still don't see it. Yeah. And it's just like, that's what the Bible says, if you have ears to hear and eyes to see. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
some people just, it's if the Boeing came out, it's like, he told on us, so we shot him in the head. And people will be like, It's like that guy saying, if you go on this plane, it could fall apart on you.
Yeah. I would not risk that.
It's like when you go to theme parks and they got the roller coasters and everything. It's like they have people inspecting every single bolt to make sure it's tight.
Now, because I don't know, because I just never really paid attention, I guess, or I haven't flown in a little while, so maybe I just am not remembering. But when you purchase your tickets, does it say right on the ticket what plane and model and everything that you'd be flying in?
I believe so.
Because I honestly, I honestly don't remember. I don't know. I've only flown a couple times. Three times or four times?
4 times.
Yeah. So.
When flying to BC, flying to get married,
come back, and then flying to PE. Yeah.
But if people actually are wising up, they're going to be like, I'm not going to invest in you. I'm selling my Boeing stocks.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
So Boeing will crash either way. So good.
Yeah, they'll crash, they'll burn, the government will bail them out.
Yeah.
Then Boeing, with some of the extra money they have, will donate to that political party.
Oh, could you eat a little louder there, Fernie? My goodness. Just chomping away. Okay. So last week I talked about electric vehicles.
Yep.
And the tires and whatnot, and how it was so bad and much worse, like almost 2,000 times worse for the environment than like a gas-powered car. Yeah, exactly. Just because they're so gosh darn heavy. Anyway, so on EVs again. So a few weeks ago, I don't have the article right here handy, so I can't tell you exactly everything, and might not be remembering everything correctly. But I saw a few weeks ago that it was saying an article that said that EVs are like the insurance is going to be like skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And now this is saying that after EV's warranties are up, they are going to rely heavily on repairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I don't know how long the warranty is. Probably 5 years, maybe 10. I don't know, but probably 5 years. Most vehicle warranties are about that, which is really crappy. But like I guess they had the everybody has to have all new vehicles are going to be EVs by 2040.
Yeah.
Well, now they bumped it up to 2035.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean down?
Yeah, sorry, down, yes. And, well, I guess either way, it would kind of work. They are, it says that the National Automotive Group is warning that Canada lacks a standardized training system for electric vehicle technicians, as the Liberal government seeks to completely phase out new fuel-powered vehicles by 2035. So basically, they are saying that once their 5-year warranty or whatever is up, they're going to start breaking down and rely heavily on repairs, and there's not enough people that are trained to be able to fix them. Like that program hasn't, because the EVs are so new, like they haven't put as much into training people and training programs and whatnot to fix all the problems that are about to happen to your vehicle.
But the cost of brand new battery is like $25,000.
Yeah.
Everything could be perfectly fine. Something happens to your battery, $25,000. An insurance bureau, we're not doing that. Or you could get a solid used car for that much.
Yeah.
You could go to a dealership, get a car that's 3-4 years old, and pay around that price.
Yeah.
And what happens to all these EVs? It's like, it's 6 years old, 7 years old, and people are just dumping them because they're like, before the warranty goes out, they're going to keep on, they're going to trade up. They're going to trade up.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have who's going to buy one of those used?
Well, even
with a warranty up. Nobody's going to touch them.
Yeah. And even with that, like they're already saying that these vehicles, these EVs are, and the hybrids too, are starting to just sit there on the lots and nobody's buying them.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're already getting stuck with all of these EVs that they, because they're pushing the earlier date of 2035, and nobody wants them.
Nope.
Well, not nobody. There are a few people out there that, prefer them or whatever. So this was a poll taken last year, and it was. They judged 69% of Canadians who expected to buy, I don't know why 69%, but whatever, of Canadians who expected to buy a new car in the next 10 years. Only 28% said they prefer EV or plug-in electric hybrid, while 42% favored gasoline-powered internal combustion engines, and 30% preferred hybrid.
Yeah. I would not get a EV.
No.
Yeah, no thank you.
No. With everything. And have you seen the videos where they you're just driving and you're stopped at a stoplight or stop sign or something and your car just bursts into flames?
Yeah.
And it's not even just that. I've seen like buses and things like that parked, and you have one burst into flames and they're like in a row, right? And then the next one goes and the next one.
They burn very hot. They burn way hotter than a traditional diesel or gas vehicle. And they take way more water to actually put out. I've seen a video. This crane or excavator with like the claw to grab things, picked this thing up, dropped it in water, and it was still burning.
Whew. See, like, I don't know why. Like, if safety is a concern, right? Like, if all these things are happening to these EVs, why would you feel that it's safe for your family, your kids, your wife, your dog, that you might take with you on a car trip or something? Like, why would you feel that that is safe to travel in? I mean, it could just spontaneously combust at any given moment and you're burning up in the car. Like, why would you feel that that is safe for your for just you alone, like, let alone your entire family and your possible pets?
I don't know.
Like, what is going through people's, like, do they not see this?
They're told a lie. This is this, and they keep on repeating it, showing all these things. They don't show you, think, oh, I'm saving the environment. It's like, no, you're not. It takes far more raw materials to make one car.
Yeah.
And the pollutants, it's like these excavators that are mining all that, like nickel and aluminum and copper and everything else that goes in it.
Yeah.
They take diesel.
Yeah.
Thousands of liters of diesel.
I just shared a post about that on Facebook this morning.
It's like thousands of liters of diesel a day.
Mm-hmm.
Then how do you get electricity? It's coal.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just taking emissions from your car and sticking it somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's not a zero-free emissions. It's the emissions, they're moved.
Yeah.
We don't have, it's like, so in 11 years.
Well, not even just that, but like, you are taking all of that stuff out of the earth, right? And like, if the whole goal is to be environmentally friendly, gosh darn it, leave it there. Leave it where it's supposed to be. Don't disturb it.
But it's like, we are going to use some of those materials, but it's like, don't say it's, better for the environment when it's not.
No.
It's worse on the environment, and people are like, oh, well, it's better. No, it's not.
Well, you know what? And I was thinking about this too. How your cup runneth empty?
Yeah, my cup runneth empty. I'm getting
I was thinking about this too, just this morning, and it's funny because they've got these smart cities and 15-minute cities and whatnot, all in the works and whatnot. And the whole goal is to have it so that you don't even own a car, don't even have, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of the, and that you can walk everywhere or take a bus or something, And so you've got all these vehicles that they're going to be, I think maybe that's why they're pushing them, so that it doesn't matter, like, you're going to spend however many thousands of dollars to purchase this new vehicle because you have to. Yeah. And then it's going to die on you. Yep. And you're not going to be able to afford to fix it, because whether it can be fixed or not, you're not going to be able to afford to fix it because, you after they hike up the prices on everything so much, how do you fix your freaking car? So it's going to be like things like that I feel like are in the works on purpose.
Absolutely.
To make it so that you just don't have a car and you're forced to not have a car.
Yeah, because you need to plug it in. Right now, this is in years, OnStar, if it's in your car, if they need to, they could shut off your engine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, when they eventually pass the social credit score like they have in China, you drove too many hours this month, your car doesn't start. They can't do that with a gas car or diesel.
Yeah.
But in Go. But when you look at that, they want more and more control. You can only drive this, and they tell you a lie about.
Yeah.
This is better. No, it's not. How is it better? It doesn't run in the cold.
Yeah.
It does not run well. And when it was a wet Chicago, had a cold spell.
You should have turned your volume off then.
I did.
Well,
It vibrated.
Turn your notifications off then, silly man.
Turn your mom's notifications off.
Turn your mom's notifications off.
But it's like, they're going to do this. They're going to control you. I mean, maybe you think we have tinfoil hats on, but...
We'll have to share that picture one of these days.
Which one?
With the tinfoil hats.
So, yeah.
I'll have to find it. I don't know where it is, but if I can find it, I'll post it.
So we share things with Paula's family. They think we're a bit loopy.
Yeah.
So we made tinfoil hats and took a picture and sent it to them.
Yep. Oh, man. But anyway.
But don't buy EV.
Yeah, don't buy an EV.
Well, you can if you want.
Yeah.
That's just our opinion.
Yeah.
This one won't really surprise you.
Oh, okay.
So it's federal agencies. This is the United States still. Urges platforms to close financial accounts for Christian organizations.
Oh.
Because they're deeming them hate groups.
Really?
Yes.
How?
It's like they are engaging in hate.
How?
Well, how they see it. Don't sin. Oh, don't tell people what to do. That kind of thing. It's like Christians, it's like this is what it says about sexual immorality. And then
but see, here's the thing. You said don't sin. Like, we're telling people not to sin, but that's not the case. It's God telling people not to sin. It's in the Bible, inspired by God.
But they're just seeing that as hate. You can't tell people because it's like the Bible covers all sorts of sexual immorality. It covers homosexuality. It's like, don't sin, don't do this, and it's like, oh, that's hate.
I mean, it's pretty clear. Like, the Bible's pretty clear on that.
Well, yeah, it is. It's very clear. It's very clear on a lot of things, but
it's like, it's not hate. Like the Bible, okay. God gives you a free will.
Yeah. Right?
To make your choices and live how you want. In the end, that's, you may be blessed for it or you may suffer for it. Depends on your choices. Depends on, but that's not hateful. That's out of love. Why would he not give you a free, if he didn't give you a free will, that would be more, I would consider that more hateful, because.
Yeah, I always put it this way. And it all depends who you're talking. Say if you're talking to a man, it's like, if you're a man and there's a woman that you care about, want to be with, you love, but how would you want a situation that she loves you because you force it, the love, Or would you want her to love you on her terms, that she comes to love you?
I actually have a short video on my
and people go,
channel
well, I
about
want
that.
them to...
Go watch it.
I want her to come on her terms and loves me because she wants to, not because she has no choice. Same with God. Come to me.
Yeah.
You don't have to. And he made us with that choice because our love to him, it would be fulfilling, where if it was just forced and we didn't have a choice in the matter or even a thought in the matter, it'd be very unfulfilling. But, and so yeah, they're going on. It's like they're pushing hate in their hate groups. And it's just, and they actually pointed out 2 groups. And they're like, but they want them off of like Bitcoin or GoFundMe, that they don't allow them to get money in any way. It's like,
what groups are they? Are you looking for them?
Yeah, I'm looking for their names. One is the Alliance Defending Freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a hate group. And they've been sued before and won. And there was another one, Liberty Counsel. It's a Christian law firm.
Okay, I've never heard of either one, so.
I haven't either, but those were mentioned. It's like, really? And they go into hate. It's like, you can look at the Bible. Go to Leviticus, the 615 laws in Leviticus.
I think it's 613, but
13.
whatever, yeah.
But they go, is that hate? One of them is like, after you touch a dead thing, wash your hands and your clothes.
That's hateful. What if the person didn't want to wash their hands?
Yeah, but it's like, do they pick apart that law? Do they pick apart that part in the Bible? It's like, that's kind of common sense.
Yeah.
But he's like, don't do this, don't do that. They had laws on what they can and cannot eat.
Yeah.
Or clothes they were allowed to wear. And it's like, we may not have understood, or still not understand, at that point in time why these laws were important, but they were. Christ came and fulfilled all those laws.
I was just about to say, but isn't it so great that, Jesus came and fulfilled all of those laws?
Yeah, and then some of those laws were directed just for the men and just for the women.
And so, yeah.
But it's like hate groups. It's like, how's a law firm a hate group? A Christian law firm having going off principles of the Bible and as their moral compass. It's like, how's that bad? Yeah. But, yeah. Surprised, not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're going to be targeting more and more Christian businesses. Yeah. Like was it a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, you brought up the baker, the Christian baker that sued again.
By a satanic trans person.
Yeah. So.
It's like, you have to do this. No, I don't.
Yeah.
No business has to give you business. If I went to a bakery and go, hey, can you bake me a cake that says happy birthday, Jesus? And they go, no, I don't want to do that. I'd be like, okay, then I'll take my business elsewhere. It'd be that simple. They have the right to refuse my business from me.
Yeah.
That's in their full right. It's like, I don't like your face, leave. Well, all right. I may be ticked off at it, but again, that's their right to refuse. And every business, I don't care if you want to consider it secular or Christian or whatever, they have that right. And these groups have a right to make an income.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to pass them off as the Klan. Ku Klux Klan?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah.
And how is that? Because...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see the correlation.
Yeah.
It's like they did awful things. Someone looked different.
Yeah. Israel's government This is something I don't talk about too much because there's just a lot of people, you know,
Yeah.
that it sets off. But Israel's government says that Canadians should be aware that liberals are funding terrorism.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put it past Trudeau. He likes dictatorships, so.
Yeah. The taxpayer should know that their money is funding terror. It's as simple as that. Do they want their money to help terrorists build tunnels, educate children on how to kill and that they should kill, and train them how to do so? Is that the best way for the taxpayer's money to be used?
Well, the governments are usually not financially responsible.
Yeah. It says a spokesperson for the Israeli government accused the Canadian government of indirectly funding terror through its support for the United Nations Relief and Works Agency.
Yeah, the UN's garbage.
Yeah.
He's snoring.
Our boy
again.
is snoring. And it's talking about for the October 7th Hamas attacks against Israel. It was like 1,200 people were killed or something. Well, there's some Canadian university professors are openly supporting Hamas.
Wow.
Yeah. And it doesn't say exactly which colleges or what professors or anything because
Well, if they support Hamas, we should bring them to a plane. We'll drop them. Palestine and be like, okay, support them.
Yeah. But they were saying that that this all started within less than 24 hours, like the hate towards Israel, and in agreement with Hamas or whatever. It started about less than 24 hours after that attack on Israel. Yeah.
Do these teachers know that?
Yeah, right here, 1,200 Israelis.
In Hamas's charter, they want to exterminate all Jews.
Yeah, well, they don't care.
So they must have agreed with Hitler, then.
Probably.
If they support Hamas. I'd only assume.
Yeah, it says some 1,200 Israelis were raped and murdered in cold blood, some burned, in October 7th in a surprise attack by Hamas terrorists. More than 5 months later, at least 100 Israeli hostages are still being held in Gaza, somewhere in the tunnel network or in private homes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah. There was 3 universities that they are talking about, and they're all out of Toronto. Go figure.
Yeah.
Oh, they did call them out. That's right, here. University of Toronto Scarborough campus, UT of Scarborough, and is there another one? I'm not seeing the other one right off hand here. Yeah, they were reached out and talked to, but 2 of them didn't respond at all, and one of them responded with this like super hateful like email message.
Wow, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So in BC, David Eby, I guess he's the premier. He has kind of changed his tune and is doing so for all of BC. And because I guess there was a woman, where's the name? Oh, Selena Robinson. Okay. The premier's commitment follows controversy that calls that included calls for Abiy's resignation from the BC Conservative Party, following allegations of anti-Semitism within the NDP party. Jewish MLA Selena Robinson left the NDP caucus last week, citing anti-Semitism among her colleagues. Robinson wrote in her resignation letter that the colleagues failed to show her and the Jewish community's support and solidarity during their troubling times. Her letter highlighted the indifference and absence of support for BC's Jewish community among her NDP colleagues, as well as accusations of anti-Semitism against some members. After writing an email to more than 35 MLAs calling them to join her in speaking at a vigil just days after the October 7th attack, Robinson said she received little response and was embarrassed at the turnout of her colleagues.
We know where they ally themselves in.
Yeah. Two of her colleagues, instead of addressing her email, called the government to make a public statement about the plight of the Palestinians. She says, but it wasn't their anti-Semitism that broke my heart. It was your silence to their anti-Semitism that hurt the most. Not a single one of you responded to their insensitive and disrespectful and inappropriate email. Not one. You broke my heart that day. You abandoned me and my community that day. But because of this, now David Eby, Premier of BC, has decided to make it so that all of BC is, not allowed to, anti-Semitism is wiped out of all of BC.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it is really good. Yeah, he's trying to take steps to repair the government and his own relationship with the Jewish community and show that anti-Semitism will not be accepted anywhere in BC.
Have them fired.
Have who fired?
All the people that, phoned, let's support Palestine and Hamas. It's no, you're fired.
Yeah. I've had a couple things that I had looked up on the definition of Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought it was the stuff that you eat with made of chickpeas with bread.
That's funny. So I have a short article here that says, I looked up the definition of the word Hamas in Hebrew. The result was fascinating. Hamas is recognized as a terrorist group by the USA. I'm sad to say, not Canada.
Of course.
In light of this, I decided it's worthwhile to look into the definition of the word Hamas. In Hebrew, the language used by Israel and the Old Testament, the result of looking up this word was both startling, yet not unexpected. So Hamas, the definition, is violence or wrong. Common uses: an oath imputing responsibility for a wrong someone has endured with, a violent person, and a witness who does wrong, false witness. I found it quite ironic that the Palestinian militant group would choose a name which denotes in Hebrew the idea of someone who is a violent person and or a false prophet. Rather than follow militant groups who have supported the spilling of blood and the innocent in the name of a god, small g, God, everyone should call on the one true living God who spilled the blood of his own innocent son, Jesus, so that people can live with him in heaven. There is no need to kill to reach heaven. The only death necessary to have eternal life took place when Jesus died. Unlike other so-called messiahs Jesus rose again and defeated death. Jesus' grave is empty because he lives today. Jesus said, only through him you can be saved. And this is the free gift given to you. Call on Jesus today. That was written by John L. Rothra, and he has a PhD in evangelism and the author of 1X Evangelism and senior pastor of Cornerstone Baptist Church in Alice, Texas. He's a blogger, YouTuber, and huge Buffalo Bills fan. Yay! But yeah. And then there was another, I looked up this as well, also about Hamas. It says it's a curious word with significant meanings. Hamas is an Arabic word that means zeal. So in Hebrew it means violence, and Arabic it means zeal. And then it says the Hebrew to English dictionary it means cruelty and injustice, and are additional definitions, but not zeal. A second curiosity of language. In Spanish, the word Hamas with a J, Jamas, pronounced the same way as in Hebrew, means ever and forever. In their zeal to eliminate Israel from the face of the earth, a vow that regularly and ardently proclaim, Hamas terrorists leave no doubt in anyone's mind that they will never, ever cease their efforts to do so. So it's just kind of funny that no matter what, all of those words that are pronounced the same way, no matter how they're spelled, they all kind of tie in together. Yeah. I just thought that was really interesting. Sad.
Definitely. Well, then on that kind of like low note.
Yeah, sorry. Kind of depressing.
So, the UK finally got some sense and has banned puberty blockers for minors.
So they're taking a page from Alberta's book here?
Yep. Oh, hey there, bugs. So, they're finding out, hey, this is not good for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they mentioned her here, J.K. Rowling.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, no, there's male and female, and people lost their minds. And she was advocating against don't be doing these to our kids.
Yeah.
And now they're finally listening. I don't know if they're actually listening to her, but listening to what...
Well, at least she was an advocate for it, though. You know?
What science has been proving. It's like, you don't do this.
Yeah.
Because it's screwing these poor kids up.
Yeah.
And it's like, finally, like, people are waking up. It's like, why block this? It's like, it's not healthy for the kid.
Yeah.
And with all these basically chemicals screwing up their natural balance of, well, it depends, male, female, the estrogen or the testosterone.
Oh, yeah.
That's because their brains don't develop properly, and everything else doesn't, and then they get a whole slew of problems. But I saw that, and I was like, holy cow. Just like, in the States, you can get your kid taken away if you don't affirm their gender.
Yeah. Hopefully that changes.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more and more of this. People are actually waking up.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
When they get kids doing this and they get an operation, then regret it, and they go, no, I shouldn't have done this. I wasn't told all the facts.
Mm-hmm.
They have people just going, oh yeah, you can do this. You're not a little boy. You're a little girl, and they'll just affirm everything. They don't go, hey, let's talk. What's going on in your head, actually? What are you going through?
Yeah.
They don't do any of that. They don't talk to anybody that transitioned and regretted it. They don't talk to any of those people. Because now it's like, that happens. You can't have kids.
Yeah.
Either way, if you're a woman, you won't be able to bear children. Man, well, you can't produce sperm. And then you have to take testosterone pills the rest of your life because you can't produce it.
Yeah.
And then there's a higher risk for cancers. Because, like, if a woman has breast cancer, they're given, and you probably know this because of your mom, that they give them estrogen blockers.
I don't know that, but I didn't know that, but she may have been on.
Yeah, so estrogen can help cancers grow.
Okay.
So they cut down to estrogen to help slow any growth in cancer.
Yeah, she
now,
may have
a
had
while
that.
ago.
I just didn't know.
I had no idea, but it's like, and these people that go through all these pre blockers and surgeries and whatnot, they can have an orgasm. Because everything's screwed up. Well, all the things that are supposed to be there are no longer there.
Wow.
And in the States, you can get your kids taken away. Same with Canada.
For refusing
to put on puberty blockers or give them
but
operations.
not in Alberta.
No, not in Alberta. All of Canada needs to take page of that book.
Right.
And the States, it's like, it's like if you're an adult, go for it.
Yeah.
You're over 18, chop whatever you want off.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I don't care. You're old enough to make a rational decision. Children aren't. They're kids. It's like one day the little girl wants to be a ballerina, then 3 weeks later she wants to be a mermaid.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Like, cut off her legs and put fins? You got to affirm her species. Or a boy thinks he's the Optimus Prime. We're going to go, here's some diesel for dinner, son. You wouldn't do that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But, like, seriously, it's like, you can't get a tattoo when you're a kid. Or ears pierced, or buy booze, or cigarettes, or anything else.
Well, cigarettes, but you can, but you have to have permission.
Parents' permission. You keep, now it's like, oh, I'm this, and they're like, I guess you're that then.
Yeah.
You'd be like, can I play in traffic? No. But they really want to.
Yeah.
They don't understand. Kids don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's like, that's where we're the adults. We keep them safe from things like that.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. That's a win. Some people like.
Well, I'm wondering. You said that was the UK. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it 2 weeks ago? I think I maybe not. I'm not sure. But there was an article that I had done that was about I think it was Radio Canada that had done, like, it was like their Canadian, like, CBC. But they had put that documentary out about was it 3 women or 4 women, something like 4 women, I think, that had transitioned, and how awful it was for them, and how much they regretted it and all this stuff. And well, then now the CBC is I feel like that's what kind of maybe caused this in the UK.
I was very surprised the CBC did that.
Well, yeah, but they got it right finally, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool that they did that without even care or concern. The concern was about the people, not about what Trudeau was going to think about it.
And I'm surprised because CBC's government funded.
Yeah, well.
And it's like, you want to get money, you'll play by our rules. Mm-hmm. This is what you'll promote and not promote.
But you know, it's funny too, though, because I haven't seen any articles or anything about, or like videos or anything like that I haven't seen about like Trudeau speaking out against the article, the documentary and article that had come out about that from a couple weeks ago. So
I think his plate's full enough. He probably knows
true.
he won't win
Yeah.
the next election. I mean, you wouldn't think there's too many people upset with him. But yeah, like again, this is good news.
It is good news,
you know
yeah. But you know what's funny? About 2 weeks ago, I was listening to Troy Black, and he's also on YouTube. Look him up; he's awesome. And he had a prophetic word that God had given him about the next like 5 days, or I think, and then he had another one about the next 10 days or something. But I think it was the 5-day one. And it talked about how things were going to be overturning several things or whatever, and it wasn't specific what things, but it was like big things that were going to be overturning. And it makes me wonder if this is possibly one of them. Yeah, because
like, hopefully, because this we only have scratched the surface of what damage these blockers do to people.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been enough time they've actually been doing this. Then if they live a healthy life, because they're gonna have lots of complications. Mm-hmm. If they live a long, healthy life, we're going to be able to see the long-term damages that actually did, physically and mentally, to these poor people.
Yeah.
And hopefully this starts getting turned, because it's been a big thing now for what 5 years now? A trend, puberty blockers about?
Yeah, it's been really bad over the past probably 3 years.
But it just started.
But yeah.
About. You could probably actually look it up and see when it started.
And maybe it even started before that, and we just weren't aware of it. You know, like maybe we just didn't. It
wasn't big enough. It
wasn't big enough yet.
Like
yeah.
In small cases where everybody's like, "Oh, my kid's trans," and it's like a baby.
Yeah, but now it just kind of blew up over the past, especially like 3 years, and
I think to their mind, it's like.
But yeah, it might be closer to more 5 years.
It's like, oh, my kid's trans. I'm hip and cool.
Yeah. No, you're not.
No. But I think that covered all of the articles.
Yeah, I think so for today. Yeah, it was an interesting day. Not super lively. I think we're both really tired today.
It was super warm in that house. We had all the windows open, and it was still hot.
Yeah.
I don't know if the person downstairs decided to crank their heat.
I don't know, but
oh, it was so warm. And I was sitting on the edge of the bed because my body temperature's like super warm.
Yes, it is.
So I didn't want to cook her alive, so
yeah.
It's not like I'm uncomfortable, like teetering off, but it just try to give us a healthy amount of space, and it's just like so warm.
It was so warm in there. Yeah, I was up.
4 o'clock, you said.
I was up to stay at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh man, yeah. My alarm was set for 8. Nope.
Mine is 8, and I
That's a
kept
not
on snoozing.
happen. Oh my
I got
goodness.
at 8:45.
Yeah.
8:45.
Yeah.
We're finally up.
But yeah, my coffee just didn't do it for me today, and it was too late to have another cup. So I've got some tea here. Because if I have coffee too late, then I will be up till like next Thursday. So
And I could just drink it and go to bed.
yeah, no, not me. But anyway, yeah, so we will, I guess, we're going to be jumping in. If you want to, you can join in the next part of the video, or next video. We're going to be doing our
Genesis.
Bible study starting off in Genesis. And, yeah.
Yep.
So if you want to, you can jump over there and watch that. And if not, then we will see you next Saturday. Yeah. So with some more news articles and goings on. But yeah.
See you later.
See ya.